Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to run DeepSeek offline using Ollama and OpenWeb-UI. If you're looking for a way to use AI models locally without relying on the internet, this guide is for you. Let's get started. Step 1. First we have to download Ollama. For that, go to this website, click download and download for Windows or any operating system you want. Once you click it, the installer will be downloaded. You can download it and then you can go to this website. It hosts different DeepSeek models ranging from 1.5B to 671B. But for my tutorial, I'll be using 14 billion parameters. So it can run on my GPU. Now we can copy this command, change it to pull, and then we will pull the DeepSeek R114B model. The downloading starts, and once the downloading is done, we can use it. It's done. So now we can run the Ollama run DeepSeek. Then we can directly chat with the DeepSeek on our local machine. For example, I ask it to introduce itself. It wouldn't think, it just introduces. And now I can see that it is using 11 GB of my local GPU, so it is running completely on my system. Even you can check it with airplane mode on. Now let's do some, ask some complex questions like, can you explain the deep learning? And first it would go on to thinking, and then it will just make an answer and then present the answer to the user. First it thought, and then it made the answer, and then it gave it to us. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and yeah, amazing. You can run it offline. You can do it if you have GPU. You can run 1.5B if you have very low GPU, and if you have high GPU, you can go for the 37 or 32B. Now let's see how it can code. I'm going to ask it to write a simple Python code to train a model on or for the classification on MNIST dataset. Let's see how it does. Yeah, obviously we have to see the results as well, because I'm going to use those results to ask the DeepSeek to improve them further. Yeah, it is going to think first, and then it is going to give me the answer. But believe me, it is going to be wonderful, or at least acceptable, if not wonderful. Yeah, it gave the answer by giving the steps. Import the necessary libraries like TensorFlow, PyTorch, or whatever I can ask it to, but I think this is in the TensorFlow. Yeah, it defined the model as well. Compile the model, train the model, evaluate the model, and yeah, we can display it as well. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, this is the final code. After giving the steps, then it will give you the complete code, and then it will give you the explanation. So what I'm going to do is simply copy the code. Okay, I don't have the library in TensorFlow, so I'm going to ask it to provide the same code in the PyTorch. Yeah, and it gave me the code in PyTorch as well. Yeah, this is all Torch. It just converted it because I like Torch. So I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste in the Visual VS Code. Here it is pasted, and then I'm going to run it on my local machine to see if there are any errors or if the accuracy is very low, how well the DeepSeek has coded to train a model to classify on MNIST dataset. We can use on dataset as well. We can define another model. We can ask it to, give us the layers and everything. And yeah, the MNIST dataset is downloaded because obviously it will download. And here we can see the results. They are pretty impressive. Predicted to, wow, it is 95%. But I want to improve it further. So I'm going to ask it to, you know, make some changes. so that I can improve the accuracy of the model or another parameter that I can define. But here I'm going to use the accuracy. So how do I improve it? Right? So it is going to think first. First, I should consider common methods. I need to present step-by-step approach and everything. It is, talking to itself. This is the beauty of the R1 model. Yeah. So what is going to ask us to do? Improve the model architecture, the base size, weight decay, all of the things that we have studied. How to improve them. Oh yeah, early stopping is there as well. But let's see which one is useful. Use a more complex model. I think no, we are going to pass that. I'm not going to use it. So let's see. Regularization, monitor training metrics, and hyperparameters. No, not interested. I'm going to use a very simple solution to it. Yeah, add batch normalization. The same model, but you can see in two models it has added a batch normalization. So I'm going back to my code, simply replace. I'm not going to replace the forward because it is the same, just init of the MNIST class, and yeah, I'm going to comment out the first one, and then I'm going to run it again to see if there are any changes, or if there are any errors or anything. You can ignore the first error. I tried something else, it didn't work, but that's not given by that DeepSeek. Oh, okay. Impressive again, and now the improved accuracy is given. How fun it is. You can code, you can ask it to improve it. Wow. So it is done. Now, if you want to have, the UI like ChatGPT, you can use the OpenWeb-UI. I love its interface. Here, I have different models that I've already used, but since we have pulled the 14B, I have 14.8B available as well. So I can chat it using UI. Again, the same GPU, the same memory is being used. It's all completely offline. So since we are in the interface, we have the user interface, we have the UI, so we can ask other things as well, not just code. Okay, and what we should ask? Write a Python code that uses HTML as a user interface, because the OpenWeb-UI, it has a beautiful layout. It can give you the HTML rendered right there in its user interface. So I'm going to ask it to do it, and yes, it is going to use the HTML Flask as backend and HTML as front end. Let's see. Once it is done, yeah, OpenWeb-UI gives you the rendering of the HTML as well. How beautiful is that? Okay, it is going to do all the coding, but once enough coding is there you can see the calculator has been created. The backend is in the Flask, the front end in the HTML. Wow. So that's all for today. Let me know if you like the video, if you want to add anything to it, or make if you are running it and you have any problems, you can reach out to me. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Bye bye.